Hello, hello, hello. Joseph Milliken here with Source Allies. Picture this. You have a question. Most of us do at some point, and you know generally where the answer may be. Sometimes we know this. It's either in a single dense source of information, or it's in one of many sources of information. So what do? Well, you can do some basic searches, hope you put in the right keywords for what you're looking for, hope it's all been indexed, maybe search within every source you think it's in, and eventually find it. Or don't and just waste a lot of time. It's a challenge as old as knowledge itself, though. It'd be nice, though, if you could just ask all the knowledge sources a question without knowing where to look. Of course, it'd be nice. This example I'm showing today solved that problem for us by combining our expertise in generative AI and Codebeamer, an extremely capable application lifecycle management tool that offers so much, more than I can speak about in this video. Straight out of the box, with its templates, and with a little bit of know-how, near infinite customizability to meet one's needs. With great customizability, though, comes sometimes with great complexity. It has official wikis, user guides, training materials, training videos, slide decks, so many different sources of information that contain the answer to whatever you want to know about how to use or set up the tool. A big ask, though, for both those onboarding the tool and even experts who don't have an ironclad memory. So, what you're looking at here is an instance of what we call the Generative AI Accelerator, something we use to get started quickly with AI-based solutions. We have dedicated videos explaining that if you're curious about it. You can check them out later. Particularly what you're looking at is the basic chat UI, connected to an agentic generative AI layer, which has a retrieval augmented generation, RAG, tool at its disposal, which has consumed all of the information I just mentioned already. I've been talking enough, though. Let's actually use this. We'll start off easy. What is Codebeamer? This is something that any of us could probably just Google. As we can see, it's invoking the RAG tool, asking it effectively what I just asked it, and streaming back the response. Now, this is the response the agentic layer believes is what we want, and the RAG layer gave us a very similar amount of information. Now, where to get this information from? Wouldn't it be nice to know? Of course, it references the exact documents it found that were relevant. First, of course, it looked through all the documents using a variety of technologies. Again, go find that bigger video we have deep diving into it. And it found documents such as the PTC product brief of Codebeamer. Probably a good document that tells you what is Codebeamer. It found some other documents, integration, releases, user ratings. Again, it found all these documents and it said, these are the most valuable ones. I'm going to look at these, even a video called What is Codebeamer. I'm going to use them to answer the question that I have been asked. And it did so pretty well. If you want to know more about how RAG works behind the scenes, we have another different video going deeply into that. Now that was an easily Googleable thing. Let's get a little harder here. How do I create an item template? Unlike Google, this has been prompted and customized that it knows we're talking about Codebeamer, so it asks in Codebeamer, it's streaming back the response, and it found some relevant documents. Let's look at this one. This is the Wikipedia page on tracker item templates. I bet this tells you how to create them. It also found many other documents it found were relevant, including another video on creating item templates. As you can see, this is a pretty high up one too, so the relevant scores are accurate. Again, this could be Googled, maybe if you knew what you were looking for. Let's fully utilize the agentic portion here and make it do some real work for us. Let's ask, which is the easiest version control software to set up? Now, as it's going to do its job, it's going to make a lot of queries. One thing that's hard about these solutions is trust, building trust. What we do, of course, is we set up evaluations where we hit up our subject matter experts, that is us in this case, and we ask it, if you were given this question, what would you respond with? As you can see, This particular one has multiple invocations to RAG, which one, what are the steps for each, and then eventually it will, just like this, tell us that Git is the easiest to set up. Even tells us a bit more details about it. But if we were to ask a expert in Codebeamer, we would expect a similar response. Tell us which one is the best, tell us which one is supported, and tell us, perhaps, how to set it up. We, of course, run this against what it responds with in our evaluations to make sure it is reliable and answer correct for our uses, which is the only reason you're seeing it today, because it behaves on par or even better than what we would expect. This is still something that could be Googled. You'd have to make 4 different queries to figure that out, but you could Google this. Let's get a little bit more involved. Have it help us together. Let's say I didn't read bullet point 3. It's being very helpful today. Let's say I didn't read it though. How would I link a commit to a item? Because it tells you what you think it thinks you want to know. Sometimes it doesn't tell you everything. But if I were to ask this, you can see it's, this is a conversation. It knows what I'm talking about. It knows I'm talking about a Git commit. Gives me an example, tells me put the item ID in the message, tells you where to find it, even tells you how to reassign commits. Very useful information. Let's continue the conversation though. Let's pretend I don't know where I find my IDs from. Where do I find the ID of an item? You can see that one, it responded instantly because it already had all the documentation from previous queries. It knew the answer. Go to the tracker, find the column, labeled as this, it'll look like that. You can even look in the URL. Again, very conversationally. It's here to help you solve your problems, to work with you, which a simple search won't enable you to do. As you saw, we're not just saving clicks, we are accelerating our teams and partners, enabling them to get the most out of Codebeamer faster than ever before. Now, this example was targeted toward Codebeamer. As I've mentioned though, this is a challenge we've conquered many times for multiple internal teams and partners, working across a variety of topics, tools, and industries. This brings much needed clarity to that level of complexity. I've been Joseph Milliken with Source Allies. If you would like to learn more about this particular solution, our other work with PTC, with Codebeamer, or anything at all, come on over to our corner of the internet at sourceallies.com. Thanks for watching, and happy innovating.